Over the past few weeks, as more details have come out about Giuliani's involvement in the Ukraine scandal, I've predicted several times that were he to testify before Congress, he would probably just collapse like a flan in the cupboard. But anyway, he's apparently found a way around that. He's tapping out. He's just not gonna be involved in that entire thing. He put out a statement saying, "I will not participate in an illegitimate, unconstitutional, and baseless impeachment inquiry." John Sale, who is a lifelong friend, has represented me for the sole purpose of analyzing the request and responding. At this time, I do not need a lawyer. Look, there are a few people who are less on the side of Rudy Giuliani, but I do want to try to help him at least a little bit. You definitely need a lawyer. You should get a lawyer. It should not be you, and really not anyone that you're close with. Go to an outsider and get them to represent you because you're gonna need it. I tweeted at him, this isn't one of those things where like two keys need to be turned simultaneously. Like your involvement is going to happen whether you want it or not.
I don't know what the end game was supposed to be. He went on TV countless times. After the first time, I think people, whether they agreed with him or not, were like, Rudy, stop. Get off TV, calm down, relax somewhere. But he continued, but he had a lot of things to say when he's on TV. Now that someone wants him to come and say all those things under oath in an official setting, suddenly he doesn't want to talk. I wonder what the problem is. Maybe he's just spreading propaganda on TV and going to particular outlets to yell at people and talk about random conspiracy theories. That's the idea? What did you think was gonna happen?
Yeah, look, I think he's in a tough position where even if he wanted to, and I don't think he wants to, I think he probably has enough self-awareness to know that he would be horrible if he were put to those questions. I think he knows that Trump's strategy right now is to try to just stonewall. And so Giuliani kind of has to because of his attachment to Trump. Like if he were to go testify, that would be considered by Trump to be the ultimate in disloyalty. And there's nothing more important to Trump than loyalty. But Trump did put out a statement that I found to be interesting today saying, Republicans are totally deprived of their rights in this impeachment witch hunt. No lawyers, no questions, no transparency. Well, Trump, we wanted to get a lawyer, but he won't come in. We tried. And then the rest of that doesn't need to be read. So anyway, what's interesting though is this is not necessarily the end of it. Obviously, there could be a subpoena for Giuliani. He was asked by ABC News what would happen if they did decide to enforce a subpoena. Giuliani said, "We will see what happens." But again, I don't know what that means. Like you legally have to at that point. That's how the legal process works.
Normally, under normal circumstances, I would see that answer and say, they have a plan. They just don't want to tell us. They don't want to show their hand. He actually probably has no idea what he'll do. They asked him that question.
Well, he doesn't have a lawyer to advise him.
They probably asked him, and he went, "I don't know. I'm gonna have to see when that happens because I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm eating for breakfast today." He just goes through life and makes those decisions as he goes. There's no way this is the way he's always been. There's no way. His brain is deteriorated to not realize that this is the normal process.
You only think that because you watch him being interviewed. He's not the only one though. In a statement released late Tuesday, Mike Pence, Vice President, his office said it would only cooperate if Congress returned to the quote, regular order of legitimate legislative oversight requests. Until that time, the office of the Vice President will continue to reserve all rights and privileges that may apply. And again, they just say what they want to be true. This is the normal order of things. I mean, impeachment is rare, but it is fully constitutional. It can be well-founded or poorly founded. Like no objective person looks at this and says there's no cause for alarm with Donald Trump. There's no justification for this.
I'm trying to figure this out. Like what is it? No, I know I didn't read the whole statement from Pence's team, but I would hope they would elaborate on what is not the regular order of legitimate legislative oversight requests. What is it?
God only knows.
Tell us what is normal.
I don't know, but the problem is if you were to actually respond to that, you couldn't continually shift the goalposts. You got to be very vague about these sorts of things. But I would say, look, Giuliani not being involved, Pence not being involved, those are issues because this is a constitutional inquiry. I would say even more concerning though is that the Office of Management and Budget also said it has no plans to turn over documents that impeachment committees subpoenaed, according to Reuters. Russ Vought, the acting head, because acting heads serve in basically all functions in our government right now, told Fox News last week that the office will not be participating in a sham process designed to relitigate the last election. For the last time, it wasn't the last election. You guys got shellacked in the terms of Washington in the last election. It was 2 elections ago. It's not relitigating it. It's litigating the phone call, I suppose. But the OMB is not just like Donald Trump's friends or whatever. They serve a function in the US government. It's not up to them to declare a legitimate constitutional impeachment inquiry to be a sham. That's just the continual tribalization of the U.S. government, I guess. Again, this is loyalty to the president above all else. That is not how our system is supposed to function. The president in the US is a powerful figure, more so than in other systems, some other systems of government. But he is not the king, he is not the emperor. He doesn't get to say to the OMB that you're tapping out on impeachment. That's not okay.
As far as relitigating the last election, which again, as you pointed out, was 2 elections ago, relitigating that, this is about a phone call where they're talking about Joe Biden. What does Joe Biden have to do with the 2016 election? What does he have to do with it? If we're relitigating the last election, why is Donald Trump talking about Joe Biden, and why is that the focus of what finally got this ball rolling? That's a simple question to ask. Now, I know that these are statements, that's why they put them in statements, so they don't have to have the possibility that someone might ask them a normal follow-up question like, so how does the Ukraine call have to do with last election? They can't answer the question because it doesn't make any sense. Just throw nonsense up against the wall.
To the extent that it does, it's because Trump asked about Hillary stuff in it. So they made it about the last election, not the people looking into it. Thank you for watching this clip from the Damage Report. For more content from the show and access to TYT Network members-only exclusives, go to tyt.com/Brooke. Wait, no, it's tyt.com/John. Go to tyt.com/John to sign up.